tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Seven Hills Stingers.
All right.
Starting tonight, number 10, Griffin Cowell. Number 11, Will Buchanan. Number 14, Gus Mandel.
We're still on. As soon as that goes.
Number 25, Ian Venerable. Number 27, Max Rao. Number 28, Andrew Santamaria.
I can see
Number 34,
the video now, so.
Number 42, Matt Cook. Number 47, Alex Trash. And in goal tonight for the Stingers, number 30.
Welcome, folks, to Indian Hills Tomahawk Stadium, where the third round of the Ohio High School Athletic Association Men's Lacrosse Tournament is taking place. The Braves men will be taking on the Seven Hills
facilities of the ICRC
Stingers tonight.
The Indian Hill Television.
Starting off for the Braves is the usual suspects.
Be sure to catch all the boys and girls action on this community access channel. For playback times,
Wyatt Fruland, Patrick Ferris, Alex Major,
or visit their website at www.icrctv.com. Coverage of Brave sports on the Indian Hill Television Network wouldn't be possible without the generous support of the Indian Hill Boosters, the PTO, and the ICRC. Their grants have provided us with the equipment to bring Indian Hill sports off the field or gymnasium and into the community, and we appreciate all they've done to develop our television programming. Let us know what you think of this sports production on the Indian Hill Television Network by calling our feedback.
So, Mike, tonight in tonight's game, we've got the Stingers versus the Braves. They've matched up once this year. The Braves won successfully. What are going to be the keys for the Stingers tonight?
Last time, they got a lot of good shots off. They had their offense kind of mirrors Mariemont's offense, as does their defense. I think they intentionally did that, which I think is brilliant. To take one of the best programs in Southwest Ohio and copy their offense and defense, and that's pretty much what they've done. Indian Hill was successful in the last game, but played a relatively sloppy game, and I think probably came in a little bit soft and maybe overlooked them a little bit. Hopefully that's not going to be the case tonight, and they come out hard and fast, and we'll know here shortly, starting with Mr. Ferris at the face-off X.
Ferris has been hot all season long. No failure the other day. I think the only 3 face-offs he lost were on procedures.
Yep.
And so we're expecting big things out of him today. Possession, always the key to a win in lacrosse.
If you'll notice, as last week, Seven Hills is putting poles at both wings, so they're double polling Patrick. If he does win the face-off, they're going to be coming down hard on him, which there's an advantage there because that means they've got a shorty back right now on Wyatt Fruland. So,
well, hopefully Ferris recognizes that. I'm going to suspect that this first face-off, he's probably going to pinch the ball to him and pop it to himself, and hopefully get it out to Wyatt quickly. In the last game against Seven Hills, Patrick struggled in the first quarter. They bounced back and forth on face-offs, and then he seemed to get the feel for this guy late in the second half and pretty much rolled through him in the second half. But we'll see if he remembers or if this guy made some adjustments. They've all got 2 tournament games under their belts.
Yep. Everybody's undefeated. It's a new season. And then it's a hard-fought clamp. Seven Hills is going to come up with the ground ball maybe. Yes, Seven Hills wins the opening face-off, and they go back to the face-off guy. He's coming up the field.
But again, they've got 2 long
nice
poles on.
stick check, but Miller Elspa chasing out number 11. So there was a situation where the clamp wasn't an easy win for Patrick, but he'll try some different things to get that figured out.
A little fake ball.
Didn't really
flip there, but it bounced on the ground, so I don't think it.
I don't know if he wanted the other guy to take it or not. Now that's number 3, Sam Francis. He's actually listed as a D pole, but I've watched him several times this year, and I think I've only seen him with a pole in his hand once. Okay, there's a
Francis
nice
makes a
pickup
great
by Francis. He's
pick up off the turf.
He's a good athlete. He's fast. He's got a good stick. 34 seems to be their topside midi. He's also a really good transition midi, along with number 3, Francis.
So you got Francis and Venerable and
That's Cook with the ball now, I believe, and he's a lefty, and he's all lefty. If you take his left hand away, there's a goal.
And Seven Hills goes up quickly with the first minute and a half roughly. The Stingers are up 1-0. So, Mike, let's talk about what the Braves need to do. Obviously, they've got to play good possession ball here. Face-off wins are going to be, and we're going to get a replay of that last goal. Let's break this down, Mike, real quick. You're going to see this is a quick flip to Ian Venerable, who makes a move towards goal line extended, and it went around the other side quickly. Quick passes, and
that 42 he'll take the shots, but you got to be on his hands. That was one of my notations: is you can't play a soft zone.
So another face-off. This time Patrick Ferris gets it, and he's quickly bringing it down to the offensive side. Gets his touch as he's wrapped up by 2 poles. Brooke McClay with the ball.
Awesome.
And
a moving interference on Patrick, or a moving pick.
So an unforced turnover will be awarded to Ferris after he gets that face-off win and the ground ball. And the Stingers are quickly coming back in into their offensive set. And in for the Braves is number 5.
It's Brian Lewis.
Brian Lewis to play a little bit of defense for the Braves. Starting defense for the Braves is Miller Osball. You've got Tyler Johnston.
And Jaden Anderson.
And Jaden Anderson, of course, Brooke McClay at LSM, Brian Lewis, and Alex Major.
Here's 42 again, and I think they got to get on his hands. They can't give him a free shot out there because he likes to shoot, and he'll take it. Here it comes. Oh.
Missed pass, but 42 is going to get the ground ball.
Alex Major's chasing him down. Kicking it back out to number 3, Francis. 27 shot,
and that was. I'll give that save to our goalie Henry Mayhew. It was probably off the pipe. It sounded like
flag down. I think they're going to call a trip there or a hold. I don't know which.
So the Stingers are quickly.
We're going to see what our man down looks like here in a minute. And if that was a trip and they score, there'll still be a penalty. If it's a hold, then they'll wipe the penalty off on a goal. But Stingers are being patient, moving the ball around.
Quick move. Off the rail again.
Okay, so now we'll get the call.
So the Stingers are painting the pipes tonight.
It's a hold, so it's a 30-second technical.
So, Mike, let's talk defensively here. You know, they're running Venerable, number 11, behind the cage. Said that number 3 is Sam Francis is usually.
He's a midi. He's not in at the moment, I don't think. Their man-up team's in. You got Cook up on the top left. He's a lefty. 34's on the right at the top, and they got 27, 28.
And we've already seen 42 score tonight from outside, so you would think that they'd want to press out on 42 when he gets the ball.
Yeah, I've noticed that before, that he's the one that's not afraid to shoot.
Venerable, quick ball movement by the Stingers. Here comes 34 with an outside shot wide of cage.
Right.
So 3 shots on cage for the Stingers. Actually, 2 shots on cage for the Stingers, depending on how you scored. There's another shot off cage.
Just a bit wide.
Stinger shot just a little wide. They back it up and retain possession.
So, Mike, we talk about the playoffs all the time.
Okay, we're even again, too, now, Rob. That was quick. It was just a 30-second penalty, so we're 6-on-6 again now. There's the ball down.
Venerable drops it on the.
Okay, Jaden Anderson comes
Anderson
up with
the
it.
ground ball.
Out to Cole Warburg if he can get to it. He can.
Warburg who
Oh, nice
quickly
tip.
moves it up to Sam
Sammy
Richardson, but
needs to-
Sam couldn't pick it up. Back to
Okay, so that's
Alex
that ball's down.
we're breaking the ball, boys. We need to scoop that ball up. That's going to be off of.
That's going to go
That's
Indian
a
Hill.
great. That's a great call for the Braves.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
not
the Braves
sure where that
touched it
came
last,
off
but the
of.
Braves have been awarded the ball, which is good for the Braves. Let's see if the Braves can get their offense set up this time.
Yep, this is the first time they've really had the ball on offense, successfully anyway. Here's Wyatt Fruland at X, taking the feed from Xander. Wyatt's taking his main. He's got a shorty on him.
Wyatt takes a shot. Knocked
I think
down.
it got knocked down about halfway there and then picked up by the goalie.
Loose ball is controlled by Crinus.
I'd give the goalie a ground ball there. I don't think that ball made it to the cage. Now a strong ride by the Hatchet Man, as you've nicknamed him last week.
And he comes right across to the man with the ball. And
here's 34, who's their transition guy. He's the one that they trust bring the ball up the field on the clears.
so, Mike, you got to think the Braves athletically outman Seven Hills.
Sure.
Why wouldn't you go to a 10-man ride?
I don't know. It's probably early for that, but I think that they should and could play a little bit more aggressively. We're still playing in our zone here, which other than 42 taking an occasional outside shot, I wouldn't put him in the class of a Scherzinger or a Jack Hanna or anybody like that you'd have to be aware of having that guy on the outside shooting. But I think you got to press like Jaden's doing right now. Get out on his hands when he gets the ball.
Keep in front of him. Good job by Anderson.
Miller.
Ball. Quickly. Not sure what that was.
It's a pass to the back of the net.
And quickly outlet by
Okay, here we
Henry
go.
Mayhew
This is fast.
And here comes Alex Major up the field, dumps it off.
Oh, a nice feed to Xander, back to Wyatt. Bam!
Bam!
That was
And
a beautiful
we've
fast
got
break.
the Braves
wasn't
on the
it?
board for the first time tonight.
That was a nice looking play. I think we saw a couple of those last week where the guy receiving the pass, I think, had a shot, and he chose to make the extra pass and get the easy goal.
Let's talk about the scoring on that. So it's going to be an unforced turnover on the Stingers because it shot the ball in the back of the net.
Right. Henry Mayhew picks it up and fires it out to Alex Major, who races upfield, which he's been doing all year. Here, let's
And we're going to
watch the
see that
replay of
replay. It's going to go down to Xander, out to Fruland, who gets a
really nice pass from
so here comes
Alex
Major
all
up.
the
You're
way
going to see him
across the
dump it
field
down
to
low
Xander.
to Xander, who could have very
could have
easily just taken
that.
the shot there, but he takes the pass.
The
gets
defense
assist.
can't stop that because they're all looking at Xander, and that ball movement is very quick. And here's Patrick coming up with
another
ground
win.
ball. Brooke McClay scooping up the ground ball.
Getting the
after
touch.
it's knocked
Gets
away.
it
Gets it to Xander. Got his touch. Oh, I thought Xander might have had an alley there, but looks like they're setting it up and moving the ball around. Here comes Brad Uppa for his first run at Midi.
So you got to like that Coach McKay's getting some younger guys in here early. Guys that can contribute.
Yeah. Well, whoa. We've got a couple guys on the sideline that haven't been with us all year tonight, Rob, or haven't been here for a while. Jimmy Burnett's dress. There's a feed. Oh, a feed to Jack Wilson, picked up by Xander Johnston. Oh, and then a quick little flip to Jack, and it was just a little off target and rolls out of bounds on a turnover. But I like the way they're moving the ball. They're clearly sharing the ball tonight. That's a good sign. Jimmy Burnett is back in. He's dressed on the sideline. Whether he'll get any playing time or not, I don't know. He's been in concussion protocol for quite a while. And then the other surprise tonight, Graham Weiler's dressed on the sideline. He's been out the whole season with patellar tendon surgery. So there's a knockdown and a beautiful pickup. And here we go again. Alex Major once again from the 50, racing up the field. He's going to hit Xander again.
Xander's going to take the
Xander's
shot.
got it. Nice. Boy, our transition game is spot on, Rob. It is. You gotta say that's just about unstoppable for a defense when you're moving the ball that quickly and getting those kind of looks.
Well, you know, to the defense of and here we go. So you're going to see Alex Major with the dish to Johnson, and this time instead of passing it, he just winds it up and
had a
puts
beautiful angle, beautiful shot from the top, and basically scored from the same spot that Fruland scored from on the play before that. So,
well, from a defensive perspective, when you're in that fast of a transition game,
Brooke McClay with another ground ball.
Gets de-wanded.
That's got to go Indian Hill, doesn't it? No. Oh boy. Okay.
So they call it illegal procedure on the Braves, and that's going to be the
push on Seven Hills. But
procedure violation. It's going to be
okay. So here we go. 34's back at the top, bringing the ball up. Here comes 3 Francis coming in from the box, and Seven Hills setting up their 6-on-6. Kick it down to the wing, back to Venerable, back out to Francis, over to Cook. The book on Cook is make him go to his right, because he doesn't like to go to his right. So if you just kind of, what's the flag there, I wonder? Did you see anything?
I didn't see anything on that,
I don't
Mike.
know. We'll find out what
But
it is.
I'm going to take a guess.
It's just interference on the inside. Here's Francis dodging and shooting.
Nice
Saved
stop by
Henry
Mayhew.
But that'll bring out the, let's see what the call is. It's interference, technical 30 seconds. So I think one of our defenders must have been getting a little bit too physical with one of the off-ball offensive guys.
That's what I'm
which
guessing.
They've been watching that a little more closely this year than they have, than I've seen in years past. So okay, here we go, man down.
So you know, one of the advantages that Seven Hills has on their coaching staff is former Braves senior. He came back for his senior year at Indian Hill is George
Georgie.
Favell.
There's a shot and a save by Henry Mayhew. Back out to Alex Major.
And
Here we go
transition.
again. Oh, just keep going, Alex. Flips it. Oh, just a little off. That was a good
Alex,
look.
I love the hustle. I love the intensity. Alex knew he made a bad pass.
I think
just a little off the mark, and he's punishing himself.
Yeah, that's okay. I think Xander got a little bit deep there.
Yeah,
I don't know if Xander had caught that. If he was
But if
down a
anybody
little
can
deep,
get this ball back for the Braves, it's going to be
it's
Wyatt
and Xander.
And Xander.
They're going to get a penalty if they're not careful. And then we come in with Alex Major, and there's the flag.
There's the penalty.
This
What do you
guy's
call it, Mike?
it's a matter of time. Oh, and another pipe, and now we're going to be man down again. But we've had a couple of successful man downs, so let's have another.
Xander throws his hands up and goes, "What? Not me."
Actually, I think it probably could have been called on Alex.
It could have been called on either one of them.
Called on either one of them. Yeah, you're right.
But if you do it on quantity, definitely on Xander on that one. So the Braves will be man down here. They're man down.
For the third time in the first quarter, Rob.
The slash. That's going to be Stinger's man up.
Their man down defense is going to be
Miller, Cooper Leschuk out on top, Brian Lewis in the middle, Jaden on the wing, and Tyler Johnson on the other side over here. So there's our 5-man down.
well, somebody needs to watch 42 up here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He scored a couple of outside shots on us the last game. It was very late in the game, though, and they were shots that he may not take. Nice save
stop by
Henry.
Mayhew to kill the man up. So great
Over to
man down
Jaden.
defense
Jaden's
by the
moving it up.
Braves. We'll
Jaden's
start
bringing
this
it up the
transition.
field.
Jaden Anderson up the field, calls for the midi back, and he gets.
What's the call? Got a timeout. Indian Hill called a timeout before he was knocked out.
Timeout. Yeah.
Coach Grawy's not pleased with that.
No. So,
But
talk a little bit.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was calling timeout, though, all the way down the line when he saw Jaden going up the sideline like that. So,
So, defensively, the Braves have, after that first goal, done a great job of stepping up. 2-man down, opportunities, and
Henry Mayhew's been lights out. Henry Mayhew's made a whole bunch. What's he got? 5 or 6 saves already? I mean, he's really had some saves. Well, some of them are pipes, but he's made some good saves.
Yeah, he's got 3 stellar saves for sure. I think there's been 3 pipes and 1 score.
There have been some pipes. There's no question about that. But I think the moral of that story is Seven Hills is going to shoot. They're going to shoot the ball, and you better be ready for it. And Henry's likely to have a real big night.
And they're getting pipe, which means they're fractions of an inch off.
Close.
So
Cole Warbrick will start the ball at the top here after the timeout.
We have probably about 30 seconds left in this penalty.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're right.
We're still man down.
What was the penalty? Was it a slash?
It was a slash.
So there's going to probably be about 30 seconds left, and it looks like they're sending out a double to get Cole.
And it might be less than 10 seconds.
Here comes Brad Upham to give us our 5th guy on the field. So Cole's just going to run it around the outside. Gets his touch.
Brings it back out.
Brings it back around. It's going to be a slash eventually if he keeps doing that. But Cole's going to the goal. Flip.
Dishes it to Fruland, who
shot
just off
cage.
the mark.
That would have been a nice man down goal.
I'm guessing we've got about 5 seconds left in this man down situation.
Let's watch the sideline. That Xander, he'll be coming in as soon as that expires, and he is in. We're now even, Rob, and Xander's coming in.
And I was about correct. Was that 119 that we win even?
Just about correct. So Wyatt's got the ball at X. Oh, there's got to be. I heard helmet. Move the ball. There you go.
Nice skip pass.
Jack Wilson. Back out to Brad Upham.
Under 1 minute remaining in the quarter.
Over to Sam Richardson. Sammy's going back to X to Wyatt. And feed.
Sammy drops the ball.
Didn't get the shot off.
So 30 seconds left here. Seven Hills is coming down. They've got the numbers. Ian
shot off cage, and that's going to be backed up by Indian Hill. Henry Mayhew does a nice job of getting back, and that gives us 25 seconds to get up the field.
So instead of settling in, they had plenty of time to settle that ball in. Seven Hills chooses to take a 20-yard shot.
Okay, here comes Jack Wilson up the sideline, and we got 17, 16, 15.
Needs to get it to the playmakers.
He got his touch. Oh, bounces the pass in.
And that's going to be the end.
4, that's out. It's going the other way, but there's only 3 seconds. Now, I'd get back in a hurry because this ball's going the full length of the field. It's going to fall harmlessly down.
So after one here at Tomahawk Stadium, where it's a humid night, but a gorgeous night, no wind whatsoever, it's 2-1 after one in the third round of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. You know, we would be remiss in not telling people about our boosters that make these games possible, give us the ability to make these broadcasts. Our sponsors are BB&T Bank, Clee Camp Paving, Weiler Automotive, Grass Corps, Dial One, Everything But the House, Sipsy Klein, Bob Summerall Tire, and our medical staff provided to us by Beacon Orthopedic. And big shout out to Terry Conti for always helping the boys get back to the game as quickly as possible. And like you said, Graham Weiler's been out for a long time, not just the lacrosse season. He was out all winter, and he missed most of football for a fairly significant.
Well, he had 2 surgeries. He had a surgery on each one of his knees.
Well, but it's the type of injury, which is worse than an ACL or an MCL tear. He actually tore both patella tendons,
yes,
which is a usage issue. Overused, it's getting tendonitis and not listening to it and pushing through it. Yeah. So Weiler is a tough competitor. It'd be nice to see him back on the field. I just want him to get healthy, though.
I doubt that we'll see him tonight,
No.
but it's nice that he's on the sideline, I think, for morale of the team. And same with Jimmy Burnett. He's a two-time captain of this team, and I think having him on the sideline tonight in uniform means a lot to these guys. And I wouldn't be surprised if later in the game if you don't see Jimmy get in there on a man-up or something like that.
Yeah,
but he also has been out for quite a while, so here we go, starting the second quarter off. Braves up 2-1. Patrick Ferris lining up
And
the
Patrick's only
face-off.
sitting at about 50% right now on his face-offs, but you got to assume that's only going to get better. Like you said, he was at a slow start last time we met.
He kind of went back and forth with this guy in the first game, but then in the second quarter and then in the second half, he seemed to figure it out. And again,
Ferris gets the win.
There's Ferris, and they're not guarding, they're not sliding. There's a nice goal. Did you see that look? Did you see the dip and dunk?
Face-off win, ground ball, and the assist.
Now, the key to that play, we'll watch a replay if they've got it, but the key to that play is the defender was not coming off of Wyatt Fruland.
No.
He wasn't sliding off of Wyatt. He let Patrick run right past him.
So you're going to see Ferris
and then
with the
watch
win.
Xander's beautiful finish where he dipped
So
his head.
Ferris wins the face-off, gets it into the box
watch
here.
the defender on Wyatt. He's not coming off. Finally, at the very end, and then watch this dip and dunk. Bam, bam. That's a beautiful play on Xander to take the goalie out of it.
So that's a great morale boost for the Braves, as the Braves face-off unit has been stellar all season and is proving again to be a scoring machine for the Braves. So
Yeah,
at the face-off X for the Braves is Patrick Ferris, and for the Stingers is Andrew
Santa Maria, is it 28?
I believe that's correct.
And again,
Another win for
now Seven Hills did a nice job of shutting that fast breakdown on the face-off that
they
time.
made a nice adjustment there.
So we'll get to see our 6-on-6 set offense and see how that's going. Different deep hole out there on Y. I think that's Karmanukian. Is that how you pronounce his last name?
So Johnson with the ball back at X,
Xander's got
guarded by number 14, Gus Mandel.
Oh, Xander's working. He thought he had him for a second there.
Passes it off to Fruland, who
Wyatt's
gets it
gonna
up
spin
top
it around
as
to
Brad
Cole and
Upham's
over
going
to
to
Upham.
skip past to Fruland, who takes a
Shot
shot.
off. That's actually a save. Bounced off the goalie.
I think
call
that
us-
bounced off the stick.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it made it all the way.
Okay.
That was too wild of an angle.
So Sam recovers the ball in the backup. Sam Richardson, and he's going to come around.
Roland is defender.
Sam's got a lot of. Oh, there's. Yeah, I would hope so. Helmet's gone. Who's cheering for that?
So you got some Seven Hills students that don't obviously understand the game of lacrosse
I guess
cheering
they
that
don't.
was a great hit.
Yeah.
That's going to probably cost Seven Hills a 3-minute non-releasable penalty, as it was clearly
I
a
would
headshot
think so.
on
I
a
would
defenseless
think so.
player.
Rob, sometimes I wish we weren't on air.
Stingers are called for the cross check. That's going to be Indian Hill man up for 1 minute.
That's just a 1-minute man up, Rob.
I don't agree with that call
I don't
at all.
either. That was a really,
Obviously,
really
it was to the
violent
helmet.
headshot.
It was a headshot.
Sammy's got his helmet back on, strapped up, and he's looking for the ball. I think he wants a little redemption here. Sam had just a stellar game last Friday, and I think his confidence is very, very high. He's going, oh, Jack. Another flag down. They're going to be 2 men up as they roll over the top of Jack Wilson, and Jack's down. Jack's hurt.
So here comes Terry Conti out from Beacon Orthopedic. Let's hope that Jack is able to get off the field on his own.
Yeah, he got landed
power,
on it.
but
It wasn't the hit.
He got crushed.
It was the
after effect.
And again, just me. I think that's a That's a dirty play. You knock the guy down, that's fine, but then you dive on him and fall on a guy who's on the ground. There should be ramifications more than just a push or whatever they're going to call.
Let's see what these officials call.
Jack's in pain, though.
He didn't have possession, so the question is going to be, is it going to be a 30-second technical, or are they going to call unnecessary roughness?
Yeah.
Quite frankly, the first call should have been at least a 2-minute non-releasable headshot.
I think so,
and
too.
they called it a 1-minute releasable. Now you've got Jack Wilson getting up under his own power.
He's holding his arm, Rob. I wonder if he landed on his arm. Looks like he's holding his right arm, like collarbone almost. I would think that would kind of raise the hair on our guys' necks a little bit. They're not going to put up with.
That's two cheap shots by the Stingers.
The Indian Hill guys are not going to.
I didn't see what the call finally was. But Jack went down pretty hard on the turf from the push, and then the guy landed on him pretty solidly. I wonder if he had his arm bent in a funny position. So was it another cross check?
That's what Greg Gould just announced on the loudspeaker.
So it's
move it around quick, boys. Move it around. There's a shot right there, Z.
So let's see if we can get 2 goals here on the man-up opportunities, because the first one will get released.
There's a nice feed and a goal from Wyatt Fruland to Sam Richardson, and boy, Sammy deserved that one. Now I just wish they'll both get released on that. That was a very nice looking man-up play. They took their time, they passed it around, they found the wide open guy in the crease and hit him with a quick shot and a goal. And I'm glad Sammy got that, because he was the recipient of that first nasty hit to the head.
Well, Mike, I'm going to say that I want this to be a physical game, because this will get the Braves ready for the.
Well, I want it to be physical, but I don't want it to be dirty, and I don't want it to get cheap. And my fear is
that it's going to get chippier as the
it's going to get chippier, and that's not good. That's not good for anybody. But the truth is, that's not good for Seven Hills.
No.
They win another face-off.
And Ferris is going to
that was just a clean win on his part. Yeah. He just won the clamp and won the spin out. Since the last time we were together, Rob, we were talking about the great face-up matchup, maybe of the century, that happened on Saturday. Seven Hills got a nice pass down below. Venerable decides to dance his way out instead of go to the goal. Kicks it out to Cook, get on his hands, because he'll shoot from there. 34 will shoot from the top, knocks it down. Brian Lewis knocks it down, get it up to Alex, and here we go.
Here we go, fast break. Braves have numbers.
He's going right up the middle. Shot, save. Nice save. That was actually a nice shot.
Got to get back on defense, Alex.
Wyatt Fruland's going back on D.
The great part about lacrosse is the action does not stop.
No, it doesn't. And now we got Alex Major. Actually, this is good, because he gets a little bit of a rest, and Wyatt Fruland gets to stretch out a little bit and play some D at the top, this is really not a huge disadvantage, because we're in the zone. This could be good if it gets there. That's kind of, you don't call a push on that? Are you serious? Okay. Well, this is going to get chippy, and I'm going to blame the officials right now. I mean, it may change.
Nice save by
Henry. He's looking up. He's got Wyatt Fruland over it. Nice grab.
Nice snag by Fruland.
There's Wyatt doing his best impersonation of Alex Major running up the field with the ball.
That was a great shag by
Odell Beckham grab there.
No, that was a center fielder over the shoulder catch.
Just a little bit hot, and Sammy couldn't handle it. It might have been a little high and a little hot. But
so I'd like to see the Braves come out here and really ride on this clear.
Yeah,
they need to make Seven Hills know that they can play as physical as they do.
That ball's nice pickup.
Nice pass.
That was a good handle by Sam Francis, because that ball was low. Oh, a nice shot in the goal by Sam Francis. It's 4-2. So they got their own fast break going on.
Number 3, Sam Francis. Unassisted.
All right, with 7:39 left in the half, it's Indian Hill Braves 4, Seven Hills Stingers 2.
You know what's really sad, Mike, is that Seven Hills outnumbers the Indian Hill fans in the stands. And Marymount right now outnumbers the Indian Hill student section. Marymount has about 8 guys here watching the game.
The students, because Marymount's playing right now across town. I would think they'd be at their game.
Yeah, but I believe it's their JV guys here scouting for the varsity team.
Might be. Here's Patrick fighting for a ground ball again. Cooper Leschuk, ball's down. That's got to be a push on Seven Hills, and that'll go Indian Hills' way. So that's a long way to just get a face-off win.
So let's see if the Braves can set up their offense.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
nice save by the keeper for Seven Hills.
That was on the doorstep.
So Johnson will restart the offense for the Braves.
What's going on? Why is that their ball? How in the world did that become their ball? That was a shot. Brian.
Well, the Braves are a little bit out of sorts right now.
Yeah, they are. They got to move their feet on defense is what they've got to do.
So Seven Hills is going to set up their 6-man offense here.
I'd love to see a replay of that, but I'm sure it's too late for that. But I'm really curious how in the world that ball wound up in Seven Hills' possession. So they're moving the ball around to Cook. Take him to his right. He's not going to shoot with his right.
Ball
Francis
down.
Drops it. Cole Warbrick scoops it up, and he's off to the races.
Wyatt, back to Cole.
Oh,
nice save by the keeper.
We got to win some of these. There you go, Brian. Oh,
that should be a trip.
How can it not be a trip?
Well, they're going to let these boys play. Braves
I guess they are. It did Coach So Seven Hills comes back up with the ball. This is this game's getting a little bit. This game's getting a little bit rough and a little bit out of hand, and
so here's that replay, Mike, that should have been a Braves possession.
Yeah.
You clearly see, here comes the shot. There's the shot. All 6 of their players are.
There's a save. And it's going to Alex Major again, and up the field we go. He's going across. Wyatt Fruin dumps it to Xander. Score!
Another fast break by the Braves.
That was very nice. On that replay now, going back, Rob, there had to be something else in effect, like in the crease, something. Maybe Brad stepped in the crease. Because, like you said, all 6 Seven Hill players were on screen to the right, and we had at least 2 guys back to the left. So it must have been they must have stepped in the crease.
But there was no one on the crease. It's the funny thing.
I'm thinking, Brad shot going down to the crease. He may have stepped in.
He was at the 15-yard line.
Okay, I'm trying to make something up to make the officials seem
just
competent.
Poor officiating.
Okay.
We're okay saying that. A missed call by the officials.
I tried not to go off on the officials this early in the game.
I'm not going off. It is what it is.
Well,
it was a missed call along with the headshot.
I do think the officials are a little bit lax on their calls from a safety standpoint.
Bears control the pace of the Braves.
So the Braves are up 5-2 with 5.
No! Get on it, Patrick. That was mishandle on Braves.
Turnover to the Stingers.
Seven Hills.
I don't like the way we're.
There's Miller Alspaugh going to come up with a ground ball. Oh, nothing there, huh?
They're letting him play.
Miller's got his touch. This isn't going to be good.
Alex Cranes forces the ground ball for the Stingers.
Okay, 14's got the ball. He's going to try and work it forward. 34 is going to get the ball, and he's got the touch. He's going to slow it down, though. I think he's... earlier when you were asking me what the Braves need to do, Rob, honestly, what the Braves need to do, nice save by Henry Mayhew on the predictable underhand shot. Come on, Brian, catch the ball. Let's go. Up the field now, up the field. Away you go, run.
Up the field, look.
Good.
Got to get the touch, Alex.
Got it. What we need to do, Rob, is not have the unforced, careless turnovers, and we've already had a few.
Yeah.
The last game against Seven Hills, I think we had 22, which is it's about double what you would expect. Now, as fast-paced and as fast-moving as our offense is, you're going to get some turnovers on passing, but that 22 is way too many.
Well, if they're trying to do some fast ball movement and thread the needle, I don't have a problem with
to a point. To a point, you're right. When it gets to the point where obviously the defense is crashing in and they're not getting their hands free to catch the ball, then you got to try something different. But yes, I totally agree. There's a difference between. Here's Cole Warbrick. Oh, nice
save by the keeper.
Nice save, but that's it's actually
so the goalie for Seven Hills is Matt Kreinus, who used to be a defender.
Yeah, well, his brother is a defender, Matt Kreinus, or the other Kreinus is a defender. 47 is their best defender.
And they both used to be defenders.
Okay. Well, goalie is a defender, Rob. Oh, another wraparound.
Okay.
Charlie DeGennaro.
Not a fat stick defender, but a long stick defender.
Freshman Charlie DeGennaro gets the hustle on the back up there, and they're going to, what do they call, a timeout? Oh, Indian Hill calls their second timeout of the half, probably just to settle it down and get everybody's head together. I don't think there's a flag, is there? It's a timeout. Couple people out there watching tonight on IHTN. Ian McKay, Tim McKay's son, and lacrosse attack legend. Ian is watching from his home, probably down in Mississippi, and
down in the Delta.
Down in the Delta, and I think Thomas DeGennaro is also watching the game tonight.
From Arizona.
Yeah, I'm not positive which state he's in.
He is in Phoenix, Arizona. The last time I talked to his dad. So the Braves will have the ball in their offensive end of the field. They lead the Stingers 5-2 with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left here in the half. Mike, we talk about possessions. We talk about taking care of the ball. The defense has got to pick up that fast break much quicker than they've been picking them
Yes.
up. Because, quite frankly, if it wasn't for Henry and it wasn't for Seven Hills hitting pipe all the time, this score could be a lot different.
It could be a lot closer. I said the same thing about the CHCA game. They came out like a house on fire, and if they were good shooters, we'd have been digging out of a hole instead of having it be a close one-goal game.
Henry Mayhew has had a great half of lacrosse so far.
Henry's made all the saves that he needs to make, and that's what you always want from your goalie. Make all the ones you're supposed to make and make a couple that you're not supposed to make. There's a feed. Yep, that's a crease violation on
Raising crease.
Charlie DeGennaro. Wyatt steals the ball and scores. I didn't even see what happened. I was watching Charlie run off the field. Did he just intercept the pass from the goalie?
I guess.
Let's. That would be a. I want to see a replay of that because I missed it live.
So that was an interception by Fruland. A dodge around the goalie to shoot.
That was kind of a gimme. You can't blame the goalie on that unless the goalie's the one that gave up the ball originally. Then I'll blame the goalie.
I think it was a pass from the goalie to the long
That's what I'm saying. So then I do blame the goalie. If the goalie's not paying attention,
here comes the replay on that.
See the replay on that.
They're going to see you're going to see.
No, it was a pass to the goalie.
Pass to the goalie.
So that's the deep holes. That's on the deep hole. So here's Patrick Ferris.
Fruland's going to get credit with a caused turnover and a goal. Fruland with the ball.
Patrick wins the routine.
Brooke,
nice.
Quickly to Major.
Alex wants one. Yes, Alex Major gets his goal. That was beautiful. On his release, I gave that about 10% chance of getting home. Alex Major
with the
just
great score with the assist,
the upper 90.
The assist from Brooke McClay. So that play started on the face-off. Patrick staying true to the ground
look
ball.
at the sideline. Indian Hill's about as excited as I've seen them all year.
Getting the ball to Brooke McClay quickly because he had two defenders collapsing on him. Here comes the and you'll see this replay. Brooke McClay does a great job of dishing it up. So see
Patrick gets it out to Brooke. Brooke immediately goes offensive, gets a nice pass. Alex just launches and scores. That was nice. And we don't talk about the off-ball movement as probably much as we should, but if you would have watched that, Alex took the shot because he had the shot to take. But he also, if the defender had slid quicker, he also had an open Sam Richards on the wing, who also had a shot to make. That situation is going to be a conundrum all night for Seven Hills because no matter where they go, Indian Hill is going to hit the other guy.
Exactly.
The last game and this game so far, there's not a selfish bone on the field. They're moving the ball to score goals, and they don't care who gets it. And I think that makes it a much more effective offense when, if you're covered, you pass to the open guy. And it sounds real simple, but it doesn't always work that way.
Yeah, so it's 7-2 Braves with a little more than 2 minutes left here in the half.
If they start sliding off of our wing guys on fast breaks, this one's going to be over in a hurry, Rob, because we've had a lot of really good looks, and some of them haven't panned out, but So 2
Ferris
minutes
at the face-off again. They've got Max Roth
different face-off
facing
guy,
off for the Stingers this time, throwing a different look at Ferris.
That's
Ferris is up to about 75% now.
I think so. I think he had the other guy figured out again, and I'm not sure. I can't remember him facing off against 27 last time we played, but
Ferris.
It's not over yet. There's a push on Seven Hills, so that's going to go Indian Hill.
Well, the fans are yelling blue ball, but I'm pretty sure it's a white ball.
Well, they give it to. No, they're not. He's sending the guy back behind the 30 because now there's possession. He couldn't come out beyond the 30 because there was no possession yet. So now that he's
Alex Major brings it in, dishes off to Fruland.
Oh, a nice save by the goalie. Another really nice pickup by Francis. I saw this once
coming
before.
Up the field to fill in the gap.
Nice save by Henry Mayu, and he's going up the field. He's got Sam Richardson. Get on it, Sammy. There's a flag. It's a flag. They're just a little slow tonight to respond. There goes Tim McKay's hat flying into the stands.
That should be a push with possession at a minimum, if not a cross-check.
I think the problem that McKay had with that was that he didn't call it immediately. he thought about it, and
So they just called it a cross check. It'll be a 1 minute penalty.
that's
So
all.
the Braves have got a minute 28 left in the half, a minute man up.
This is perfect because they can spin the ball around for a little bit, use most of the clock if they want to. The penalty will expire before the half. So there's
Ferland drops it but picks his own
He's
ball
got a
back
shorty. He's got a shorty on him. A little bit surprised he didn't try something there, but it is man up. So here we go. Here
They're
we
a little
go.
sloppy on their passing.
Cole Warbrick fires high.
That's gonna be-
It's going to be Indian Hill ball. He was when the ball crossed the line. Xander was.
Well, but
farther
the way
back.
they've been calling it tonight, I wasn't
Yeah,
sure
I
you'd see it that way.
I'm only telling you what it should be.
Second quarter.
Ferland
Winds
pulls
up
it back
to take
out.
it. Pulls it. Probably wise. He probably would have hit that guy.
Broken pass. Guys got to pick
Boy,
the balls
we've
up.
got to be better on loose balls like that, Rob. There's a flag down.
Should be. They're
It's
going to
gonna-
call it
it's
on.
gonna
They're
be
going
on
to call
them.
it on the Braves.
They're going to call it on the Braves. There's probably retaliation on Brad, I'm guessing.
So let's see what they're going to call here. So now we're going to play even ball for 38 seconds. We need to get the ball back.
Actually, we're
No, we're
going
gonna
to play
play
even for about 8 seconds. It was minute 38 when our penalty
15,
started.
about 15 seconds. It was minute 33 to go,
Minute 33? Okay.
or minute 28.
Minute
somewhere.
28, you're right. So about 10 seconds of even, and then they're going to go man up, and I wouldn't be surprised with the
they try to hold
face-off
it.
failure they've had in this first half that they'll just hold it and go into the second half with the ball. That'd be the smartest thing to do, I would think, but we'll see. Looks like they're just happy to hold the ball here.
Well, I
and
think
I
they're
don't
gonna
know.
wait till-
Yeah, but
I'm-
now they only have 25 seconds.
That's plenty of time to run a man up.
It is, but wouldn't you? I mean, under the
I would
circumstances,
hold it.
wouldn't you hold the ball? And
But they got it in Ian
not take a
Venables' hand,
chance?
who's going to take the shot.
No, that
and it's going to
wasn't
get backed
Ian.
up by.
Indian
Mayhew.
Hill. There you go. Now all we have to do is hold this ball for 10 seconds, and we get the ball in the second half. Timeout, Indian Hill. That's their third timeout of the half.
But that's a good timeout for the Braves.
But that's their
McKay's
third
gonna tell
timeout.
them for the half.
No, they only hit 2. One of the other ones must have been Seven Hills
It
earlier.
was.
Oh, that one was Seven Hills. Okay, Seven Hills called that timeout. I was going to say, I thought Coach McKay called his second timeout with about 3 minutes.
If it was Seven Hills calling the timeout, I think that's a bad call by Seven Hills because now you give Coach McKay the opportunity to tell
Get the
his
right
team
guy
to
on the ball.
hold the ball. We get possession, even though we'll start the half man down.
Right.
And you got to think.
This will all be going into like Alex Major's hand or Cole Warbrick's hand.
So, because we don't even have to get it past midfield in 10 seconds.
No, well, it's 10.1. So, in theory, they could. No, we have 20 to get it to midfield, 10 to get it in the box. So we're fine. You're right. We have plenty of time to just run
I
the
thought
ball
they did
around.
away with the midfield. I thought it was just 30 to get it
No,
in the box.
that's college. High school is still 20 and 10. I'd like him to go to the other for the benefit of the officials because it's confusing to have
So,
2 clocks in
let's
your
talk,
head.
if you're coaching Seven Hills right now, I would go to a 10-man ride. Force Indian Hill to do something with the ball. Pull your
10 seconds
goalie.
remaining in
They've got to go. They've got to go the length of the
Braves put
field.
ball in play on their own end line.
Henry Mayhew's playing Ring Around the Rosie. Who's got the ball? Cole? I just have Cole run it around for 10 seconds here. They can't. Yeah, he's good. They can't get it from him without a penalty.
That's
And
going to be
there's
a trip.
penalty. And there's a flag. Oh,
that's-
Tim McKay's hat.
That's Tim McKay's
How
hat.
can that not be a trip? How can that not functionally be a trip, Rob?
So you got to think the Seven Hills coaches are going to argue that he lost possession. They're man up, so they would get the start of the ball.
No, it'd be a face-off.
Seven Hills Stingers 2.
With no possession, it'd be a face-off to start second half.
That's true.
But I can't believe that that doesn't get flagged as a trip.
It should've.
He was tripped.
All right, so at halftime, the Braves are up 7-2 here. Folks, take time, go to your refrigerator, refill your drinks, get some tacos. We'll be back with you here in about 9.5 minutes.
Oh, there's Owen
less
Taylor
than that.
running across the field.
And the Braves have done a great job defensively of shutting down the Stingers.
Yeah, they've done a nice job ever since the first goal. The second goal they got was a nice fast break on their part. Sam Francis hit a real nice bounce shot. Those are going to happen on a well-executed fast break. But other than that, it's been pretty dry for the Stingers. So
7-2, Braves lead the Stingers in the third round of the state playoffs. We'll be back here in about 8 minutes. I'm Rob Young with Mike Frulin on IHTN1. Talk to you soon. pretty interesting first half. Seven Hills has 2 goals. One is off a transition. The other one was kind of a wide.
The other
wide
one
open
was
shot.
just kind of a sleepy defense goal, if you want to, if we can name it that. I don't think we were quite ready. It was the first goal of the game. Their second goal was a real nice goal.
So, face-off wise,
It looks like they're going to the face-off, which I don't understand if we had possession of that ball, Rob.
yeah, we talked about it. There was clearly a, and it looks like
I don't know why there's a face-off here. So then it should have been a trip. So we got the shaft on both sides of that.
and their man, they should still be man down. They've cleared the penalty.
And we're man down, Rob. They were even.
Right. I mean, that's
We
right.
are
We
man
should
down.
be.
We are man down.
Okay.
That's correct. They
That
were
is-
released,
okay.
and then we were man down for the remaining, whatever it was, 30 seconds or something. So this is a man down face-off for Indian Hill, which is why it would have been nice to keep that ball in our possession.
Paris wins the clamp.
And
Seven
Seven
Hills
Hills
is
is going to
gonna-
come up with it. So here we
So
are
about
in our
15
man-down
seconds
defense,
left in this
and they're
penalty.
moving up the field. 41 or 42,
42.
he bounces it high over, out of bounds. Trying to figure
8
out what the
seconds left in the
penalty. Are
penalty.
we even now? Are we even
We're
now?
even
Yeah,
now.
we're even. So here comes Brian Lewis racing in to fill out the 6-on-6 zone. So Seven Hills is taking their time now that we're even. They're not pushing this too hard. They just move it around. There was another situation where 42 got his hands free and got an open shot. He just misfired and bounced it way over the goal. But the fact that he got the shot off is the
Down to
Go back to
Venerable
X.
behind the
kicking
cage.
it out to the wing. Back to Venerable, and it gets knocked down. And these are the balls we've got to come up with. Tyler Johnson
It's
can't
gonna stay
can't
Seven Hills
corral it,
ball. Couldn't
and
handle
Seven Hills keeps it. I've seen a lot of that this year, where the ball's just bouncing around, and it should be our ball, and we just can't secure it. And I think I mentioned that last week, Rob. Here comes, a nice trail check, but again, we can't come up with the loose ball.
Jaden Anderson did a great job of shutting down
That was
42.
a real nice trail check. Shot, pass to the middle, 11 shot wide.
Why did Johnson not slide to him?
So here comes Venerable back in with it. Back out the top to 34. 34 to 42. He's trying to go right. And he passes it
That's
out of
gonna be a
bounds. That
throwaway
was
ball,
nice
be brave
defense on
ball.
Jaden Anderson.
Yep.
I don't think he ever intended to shoot that. I think that was a pass all the way. But Jaden hit him right at the moment of release, and it threw him off enough that, okay, here we go to, we're going all the way up to Alex, and Alex is fast.
Quickly.
Over to, there.
Nice, Steve.
Beautiful.
Nice
Our
clear.
transition goals are picture perfect tonight, Rob.
Well, and give that credit to the attack, that this Seven Hills defense can't figure out who to let go, and they can't.
You're familiar with the West Jenny drill.
Yeah.
The offense has the advantage every time in that drill. If you move the ball, you score every time, unless the goalie makes a spectacular save. But what we're watching here is a perfect example of a West Jenny drill.
So here we go. Here's Alex Major.
Here's Alex all the way up
with the
here
over-the-shoulder
already.
catch.
Watch the beautiful pass to Sam. Sam quickly fires it across the crease to Wyatt and pops it in the goal for a very easy, routine, fast break goal.
So for you that are not so familiar with lacrosse, West Jenny is a high school in upstate New York.
West Genesee.
Known as
New
West
York.
Genesee. Many lacrosse legends have come out of that high school. Considered probably the godfather.
Oh, Patrick. That's all right. Patrick got his money's worth on that push. Seems like they're maybe a little more sensitive to the Seven Hill guys falling on the ground than they are the Indian Hill guys.
So it's an 8-2 game
There's
here.
a flag down. I think that's going to be another interference call, and that's Cooper Leschuk, I think, in the middle. It was inhibiting the off-ball cut of number 11. Now would be man down again, and I'm guessing it came from the area where Cooper was in the middle, but
That's
no,
more
it looks
than
like Alex
interference.
is
I think
going
they
off,
called
so
it a
maybe
slash.
it wasn't Cooper. What'd they call? They did. They
Slash.
called a slash on Alex. I thought that was going to be another one of those interfering with the off-ball cutter.
Well, you know what's funny is that they're being very nitpicky on Indian Hill.
They are, but you know the other funny thing is they haven't scored on man up yet.
No. So I'll take our odds here.
Our man down is pretty solid, and I kind of attribute that, Rob, to the fact that we've been playing a zone for the most of the year, and so basically the man down is just an extension of our 6-on-6 defense. Everybody is comfortable with their job.
Nice ball movement.
Oh, nice shot, 42. So there's the first man down goal, or man up goal that Seven Hills has scored.
That was purely ball movement.
And
quite frankly, it wasn't that decent of a shot. It just got a nice bounce.
He got a nice bounce, but he was pretty open up top there. And the fact that was number 42, I think whoever was out top there needs to be a little bit more aggressive on him.
Well, I think that was the middle guy that was supposed to slide because Leschuk got there late.
Yeah.
But just didn't get a stick on him quick enough. And
okay, let's see. We're full strength face-off here. We got Brooke McClay on one wing and Alex Major on the other. I can't think of a better tandem on the wings than the two of them this year. And then, of course, with Patrick Ferris.
Ferris with a great face-off win, and he's going to bring it up.
Nope, not a trip. Seven Hills abuse lingers.
Shot to the head. Nice little flip. Patrick's going to get angry at some point here. He takes a lot of abuse.
A few words to.
He takes a lot of abuse from the. Okay, Wyatt wants him to settle this down, and
so the Braves are going to sub out McClay and Ferris, bringing in
Warbrick and Charlie DeGeneiro racing to the. They're picking him up.
Well, I heard helmet on that.
I did too. And that's a shot by Xander off cage, but Sam Richardson backs it up, and that's fine. I think that was getting a little bit congested in there. So here's freshman Charlie DeGeneiro out top with the ball. Kicks it all the way out top to Cole Warbrick. Cole hasn't had a nice dodge yet down the alley, which is one of his patented dodges down the alley for a hard shot.
Was picked up he's going to pull this shorty out, and I think you're going to see Cole do a quick.
This is okay. Now dump quick. There it is. Hit it. See? Oh,
nice
hits
stop
the
by
goalie.
The keeper.
Now that's a shot, so that's not over and back. All right, that's got to be Indian Hill. Yes, that's Indian Hill ball. Nice job on Miller Elspaugh's part to stick check Francis there. Got to give him 5 yards. There's got to be a flag. They are not pulling their flags out on Indian Hill.
We're going to end up with some injured players.
Yeah, this is just about
there. We go.
Finally, we got a flag. And they're throwing flags like crazy. Now, what's that? Did he call a ward? He called his helmet came unsnapped.
Called a timeout for a helmet.
Well, but they're still not. It's going to go man up now, though. So,
man up.
Unfortunately, we lost an advantage there because.
But let's see if they call this a hold. Oh no, they've called two penalties.
Did you see what they just did there? That should be another penalty.
Yeah, they just subbed off.
You can't swap sticks on the field. If you're going to swap sticks, you got to go off the field, get your other stick, and come back on. These officials are not good tonight, and I'm not ashamed to say that, Rob. I've seen a lot of officiating this year, and there's been some really good officiating. Tonight's not one of them. Someone's going to get hurt, and it's going to be on their shoulders when it happens.
Definitely got the short end of the stick for the officials tonight.
Yeah, we did.
So the Braves are going to be man up for 30 seconds here.
Feed. Oh,
nice stop by the both keepers are having a great night.
Yeah, they really are.
If it wasn't for Seven Hills keeper, this score would probably be a 10-point spread already.
Okay, let's see a good ride here. Now here's Sam Francis with the deep pole in his hand, which is the position that he's listed at on the roster is the deep pole LSM. Pick the ball up, and there's a push. Again, Rob, our
they called the push on Indian Hill.
They did, and that was. Brad came up over his back and knocked the guy down.
Yeah, but before that, he went over Jaden's back.
Yeah. Well, no, but they're not calling him on us. Or they're not calling him on Seven Hills. They're only calling penalties on Indian Hill tonight.
So with 6 minutes left here in the third quarter, the Braves are up 8-3, and we're back to even ball.
Yeah, so that was a failed man-up opportunity for us there, wasn't it?
Yep.
Tyler's got to watch that number 11 out on the Dukes. That's good. I like the pressure outside. Now these are the balls we've just got to come up with some of those.
We don't hustle to loose balls.
Well, they seem like they get to it and get their stick on it, and they just can't secure it, can't come up with it. And we've done that a number of times last week, and I've seen it a number of times this week, particularly out on the wings.
Nice
stop save by Henry. Again, okay.
Picked up by
Brooke McClay comes charging in with the ground ball, and he's going to get the clear by himself and drop the ball. Flips it out to Xander. I'd say just settle this down now, boys, and let's take a deep breath. We just secured a possession off of a turnover.
And Richardson, who's going to run it around back to Fruland.
This could be trouble. Oh, I thought Wyatt was going to go to his left. It looked like he had his guy hung over on the wrong side. Shot
Fruland
off
takes
cage.
the shot, and it's going to stay Braves ball.
Braves ball. Sammy's got him backed up to the displeasure of the Seven Hills depot, but
it's not who gets to the ball fastest. It's
who's closest to the ball, when and where it goes out of bounds.
Should be outside alley.
When it goes out of bounds is the part that a lot of people don't catch. On a hard shot, it's nice move by Sammy and unassisted. That's Sammy Richardson
with a nice roll dodge to a barrel roll, and the score.
Up.
So Sammy Richardson is having another phenomenal night here for the Braves.
His confidence level is absolutely rising off the charts in these last few games and all year.
Here comes a replay of that nice roll dodge to a barrel roll.
Inside roll. Right there he's got him because the deep pole's got his stick on the outside. Sammy's got him beat. Really, really nice play on Sammy's part. So it's 9-3.
You know, if you watch that play in slow motion, Sammy took the stick twice to the neck.
Yeah.
During that.
There's no flags.
And they're not throwing flags at all. So Ferris at the We've been advised that we're getting a little too picky on calls on the neck. Ferris, another face-off win. There's another one to the helmet. Richardson with the ball again.
Sam's double teamed. Got to
get a touch.
Got his touch.
And he's going to roll back in and shoot again.
Oh, nice shot. That should nope, that's going goalie, and that's probably not a bad call. Xander was pretty far over to the side here, and the goalie was probably closer to the ball.
So the one thing that I'm not real happy with on the Braves is their rides tonight have been kind of on the soft side, other than Xander really riding hard.
Yeah, but he's been in the penalty box at least once. So there's a...
I think he went out on that.
I'm not so sure that he didn't go out of bounds there, but...
So Seven Hills gets a successful clear. It is 9-3 Braves with 3:49 left in this third period.
Okay, 21 is in the game now, and that's he's one of the only middies that substitutes. Here's Tyler Johnson battling with Ian Venerable. And a flag down. I think he may have scored. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen the call.
They haven't scored it yet.
I don't think they've called the score yet.
No score.
They haven't called a goal yet. Doesn't appear that they're gonna. They're explaining to the Seven Hills players why it wasn't a goal.
So the Braves are going to be man down again, though.
He may have been in the crease, Rob, before he scored. And in that case, even if you're pushed in, it was just a push, 30-second push technical.
So 30-second push,
so he was pushed into the crease, but he was in the crease before he
released the
ball.
Before
he scored the ball, before the ball passed the goal, the plane of the goal.
Well, it's when he releases, because if he had released the ball on the before the push, you still can get called for the push.
You get the call for the push, but I don't think the goal is good unless it crosses the plane before you touch down in the crease. If you touch down in the crease before the ball goes across the plane.
You're probably right on that.
So it remains 9-3.
Well, we'll just remind the Seven Hill fans to watch it to learn the rules to the game. On IHTN1, we'll educate you on the scoring of lacrosse.
That's a big task, Rob.
So the Braves are man down again. It's a 9-3 game.
Been an awful lot of penalties tonight, seems like, on the Braves, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what the numbers are on man down versus man up for us, but it seems like we've been man down, 6, 7 times?
So as the officials explain it to the players and the coaches of Seven Hills.
Call it both ways, they're yelling. Yeah.
It'd be nice if they called it both ways.
That would be great if they called it both ways. It'd be great. It did hit the net. They don't understand what the rules are.
Can't shoot a goal when you're in the crease, though.
Right. That's correct. So here we go. Seven Hills is man up. They're spinning the ball. We got 3 minutes and 17 seconds left in the third quarter. Braves are up 9-3.
So
now we're even.
Be
that was a very
even.
lackadaisical man up. They basically just burned the man up. 42's looking for. Oh, now where's the flag there? There's a hold. I would give him a hold on that, but the earlier one is not.
They're calling a slash on Miller.
They're calling a slash on Miller for that, and that's, boy, of all the slashes and all the hits. Oh, they're they're trying to get their fans ramped up again.
So the Braves are going to be man down for another minute here as Seven Hills gets another opportunity. But you got, Mike, why were they so – they had 30 seconds.
I was just going to say, why are the
right back
Seven
where they
Hills
were. They're not
trying
really,
to get the fans ramped up when they just totally melted through a man-up opportunity?
And they're doing it again.
They're
not moving the ball quickly.
I wonder if they think they're up 9-3, Rob. Yeah. Yeah, they must be. They're playing very, very casual or deliberate. I don't know what the word is, and they're
going to have a turnover here.
That's going to get. No, it's not going to make it.
Ian Venerable picks the ball up.
No, that's Venerable's 25. He's the one that threw it away. There's Venerable. So
And we're back to man up.
yeah,
Even ball.
Back to even again. They've successfully burned that man up.
That's a minute and a half a man up opportunity.
It almost is like they intentionally burned it off.
And the Seven Hill fans can't figure out what's going on.
There's another pipe.
Well, the Braves will take possession of this ball.
They better get possession of this ball.
Yeah, I don't know how, but
And that'll be
gonna
Braves
that
ball
should
on
go
the out of
Indian
bounds.
And it does. So Cole Warbrick's going to bring the ball in. He's looking for his 5-yard clearance there. Oh, Cole. It's running right down the line. Brad Upham. And Ridge DeMoyen in there fighting for the ball.
There's another player back that we haven't seen during these playoffs. Gave the ball to the Braves.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, Ridge DeMoyen has been out with a back strain. And what are they doing? What are they doing? Oh, Alex Major, I think, stepped off outside the cone, Rob, and they called an illegal substitution, so they turned the ball over there. If I can decipher what the official was saying, he was pointing.
Well, he counted players, so I think they called us for too many men on a side because Alex was still on the wrong side of the field, standing in the box.
Okay, and a goal. They score. So it's 9-4 with 35 seconds left in the third quarter.
Well, that was just the Braves playing a little sloppy offensively and on the defensively.
Again, they were napping.
You're going to see this here.
Defense is napping. Anytime you run from X, you got to pay better attention to the cutters. There's nobody.
That's a little bit of ball watching.
they're yelling and getting all the fouls from like
Okay, so here's Patrick Ferris taking the face off. Hopefully the Braves can kind of clear their head here a little bit and get back on track. They seem like they've...
sounds very Greek.
Okay, that's going Indian Hill. That's a violation. And they're not blowing the whistle yet. And Alex wants a whistle, but the official...
Supposed to be a quick whistle.
They don't do that. They're supposed to, but there's... Hey, I see a flag that's going to go in our favor. I see a flag on Seven Hills, which
Mike,
is
this has to
rarity.
be the longest 5 minutes of lacrosse I've watched. I mean, it's penalty after penalty. And quite frankly...
So we got 24 seconds. That's going to be a trip. I would hope it's going to be a trip, and it's going to be...
No, it's not a trap, but...
So that should be a 1-minute penalty.
So, Mike, do you hold it for 24 seconds
I
and
think
start
you move the ball around for 15 seconds here and see if you can get a good look. And if not, then hold it for the last 10. And they're going to move it to Xander. Xander's looking around. He's going to kick it to Wyatt. Oh, there are a lot of times when he just would have taken that shot, but he's just holding it and burning the clock out now. And there's the end of the quarter, and we'll have We'll have about 22 seconds of man up in the fourth quarter.
32
Start
seconds.
with the ball. 32.
All right, folks. So at the end of 3, the Braves are up 9-4 over the Stingers in this third round tournament play. We're going to have a short video here for you.
Coverage of Brave sports on the Indian Hill Television Network wouldn't be possible without the generous support of the Indian Hill Boosters, the PTO, and the ICRC. Their grants have provided us with the equipment to bring Indian Hill sports off the field or gymnasium and into the community, and we appreciate all they've done to develop our television programming. Let us know what you think of this sports production on the Indian Hill Television Network by calling our viewer feedback phone at 272-4590. Phone lines are open 24 hours a day, so give us a call and tell us how we're doing. The Indian Hill Television Network.
So, folks, we're back here with the live action on IHTN. And if you're watching, if you need any video services whatsoever, whether that be a wedding, a reception, this entire production is being brought to you by IHTN Sports Network on the IHTN 1 channel on YouTube, and is produced by students, filmed by students. The only guys in this whole entire production that are not students are Mike and myself. We do this as a volunteer to help them become one of the most award-winning.
Is Mr. Dupp still a student here?
Mr. Dupps has been a student for like 90 years.
That's right.
In heart, Mr. Dupps is a student.
Yes.
This entire production is brought to you by IHTN 1, by students, and led by the famous 49-year veteran educator of Dennis Dupps. We're very lucky as a
He must have
school
started
district.
here when he was 8.
Most people don't realize he's a world champion handball player too.
Right? Yeah, we've talked about that before.
So the Braves, are up 9-4. That was kind of a sloppy quarter, a long quarter, lots of penalties, lots of questionable calls, unquestionable no calls.
whose
Mike,
stick are they checking here?
the Braves have got to. You got to think. I think it's Cole Warbrick's.
No, Cole's got his stick in his hand over
good.
there. It's Alex Major. Or no, it'd be somebody on the man up. Unless they've got Alex on the man up. Alex is not holding a stick in his hand right now, so that would make sense that it's Alex's stick. But boy, they're sure looking at it close.
Is it Patrick Ferris's?
If it was Patrick Ferris, we would have the rest of our guys on the field. We've got Sammy Richardson, Cole Warbrick with a stick in his hand, Duke Weiler, Wyatt Fruland. It's Xander Johnston, I'll bet you. I don't see Xander on the field.
It is on Patrick Ferris. So, folks, what a lot of people don't realize is these sticks are made out of plastic and metal. There's some rules that you have to follow. The stick has to be of certain length. The head has to be of certain length. The pocket can only be so deep. It can only be so wide and so long. In the face-off position, it's very, very common for the face-off guy's stick to get pinched and manipulated because it's usually a fairly soft. There's different hardnesses and stiffnesses to heads. A face-off guy likes a head that's very soft. So it usually gets messed up. Patrick's been playing with his favorite stick all year. This doesn't shock me. I'm guessing that Seven Hills called for a stick check on
I
Ferris.
suppose that's possible. They're checking
because now we're measuring another Seven Hills stick, which tells me that McKay requested a stick check as well. Tit for tat. So the Braves lead this 9-4 with 12 minutes left in regulation. Let's do some shout-outs to players that have done very, very well. You've got Henry Mayhew, who has done
spectacular
he's
job.
Been a wall in that cage tonight, Mike, making
Yes, he
great
has.
saves. But really, the impressive part of his play tonight, not only does he make great saves, he fills the
clearing.
cage well, has been the clearing game.
His clearing to Alex
5 of
Major
our
and-
goals are a direct result of Henry Mayhew's clearing out to midfield, usually to Alex Major or out to Brooke McClay, and getting that ball up the field very quickly. And 5 of our 9 scores have been on transition.
Yes, they have. It's the transition game has been very impressive tonight.
So the question is what kind of penalty did they call on Ferris?
Well, I'm guessing
is it a 1 minute?
Well, the difficulty here is the problem here is that was Patrick's face-off stick. So even when he's released, I'm guessing that stick. It's full time, obviously, but I don't know how long.
I couldn't see his and it becomes Seven Hills ball.
Right. So we had the ball.
So for those of you that are interested,
We're even at least for the
Now,
moment here, anyway.
we're even for about 30 seconds.
Is it just a 1 minute?
No, their penalty only has about 30 seconds left, so we're even for 30 seconds.
Gotcha.
They're going to go man up in 30 seconds, and how long that man up is, I can't tell you.
My point is, if it's a deformed head, that stick is taken out of the game, Rob, and they can't bring it back. If it was just too deep a pocket and you could adjust your shooting string or adjust your bottom string to bring that back into regulation, you can do that and bring the
It's definitely not a string. It's a deformed head, I'm sure.
I would guess so, because it's Patrick's. A wild shot from outside.
So 34 takes a wild shot.
Really no.
And, well, their penalty must have been longer than a minute, Mike.
Or at least call it the wild card.
Nope, we're even at 11:20.
Good stick check, almost knocked the ball loose.
Another wide shot by Venable. There's one thing you can count on from Seven Hills. They're going to take lots of shots.
Yep.
But their accuracy is not always the greatest.
No, I've noticed that. They spray it pretty good. Well, one of their assistant coaches is Georgie Favell.
Well, that's what I said earlier. They've got a little bit of an advantage because Favell knows McKay's offenses and knows these players. So you got to think he's coached these guys up on how to not only psychologically play against them, but great stop by Mayhew. McClay with the ball. And Tim McKay is going to call timeout.
Yeah, that's a good timeout, and that was a good defensive stand by the Braves.
So let's talk about how impotent Seven Hills man-up offense has been.
They haven't even attempted to go to the goal and man up. It seems like they're almost trying to burn the clock, like they're man down and they're spinning the ball around to burn the clock. Yeah, maybe they're just confused?
Well, maybe they just don't think they can. They'd rather control the ball.
Well, maybe because we've stopped them the first 4 or 5 man-ups that they had. They felt that they're better equipped to go at a 6-on-6. Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine.
We've been man down for a good 8 to 9 minutes this game far.
I can't
and Seven
wait
Hills
to see
hasn't scored on man up. No, they scored once on man up.
They did score one. A nice.
Their second goal of the game was on man up. So the Braves will start the ball in their defensive end of the zone.
Looks like
and I'm not sure how much time is left in this time.
Looks like they're sending Cole Warbrick back to be the punt returner here.
But we've done this before where we were man down. Cole Warbrick starts with it, gets it all the way upfield, and burns the penalty off.
Yep. I'd like to see Cole take this ball and run to the middle of the field, and he's going to go to the sideline again, which I hate that. I'd like him to go to the middle. Oh, this is going to be routine. Tyler Johnson's taking it across. Kicks it to Xander Johnston. Got the clear.
Who's going to come out? Johnson's going to allow Warbrick to release. Johnson's just going to be happy running the ball around on the outside here.
There are times, Rob, during this where I think this is a golden scoring opportunity because the defense is ball watching more here than ever.
That's going to be a turnover on Xander.
Yeah, it's a turnover. It's going to be.
And we're still man down.
Don't do it, Sammy. Don't do it. He didn't. He held up on it. That was wise. You're not going to knock that ball loose.
You got to think the coaches were yelling at Sammy as he was coming up and winding up.
So.
Another stop by Henry
and a back up
Wall Mayhew.
And a backup by Indian Hill. Okay, Cole Warbrick once again. He got Brooke McClay on the long bomb from Cole Warbrick. Got to get rid of it.
Unsuccessful clear by the Braves. And Seven Hills got numbers, but they can't handle the ball.
And there's another a ball that's loose on the ground that we don't come up with that I would like to think that we get some of those. That just doesn't seem. It's another hidden ball trick that really didn't fool anybody. And a score.
Venable
That's
with a skunk shot.
That's unacceptable defense, if you're asking me. You can't let anybody stand at the 5 and 5 and not put any pressure on them.
That was
You
a
just
lazy,
can't do it.
that was lazy
You've
defense
got
by
to
the
get out
Braves.
and play defense on a guy standing. I mean, is there a better spot for an attackman than to be standing 5 yards up and 5 yards over? It's the perfect spot to shoot from. And he just had a wide open shot from there. Okay, now we got David Borden taking the face-off because Patrick is still in the box.
So I think they called a 3-minute non-releasable on Patrick.
I don't know how long it was, but
well, it was at the beginning of the half. The most it could be is 3 minutes, and we're at 9:08.
Right.
So we're probably 9 seconds left in this man down opportunity. David. How's that not a penalty? How's that not a penalty?
Oh, these officials are just awful. The officials are awful. And then they call it against us, Rob. This might be the poorest officiated game I've seen all year, Rob.
Well, the Braves need to hurry up because I'd like to see the Braves get physical here. Clean, but more physical. They're not playing very physical on defense.
I agree with that.
They're letting these guys have open hands. Make their hands pay the price for touching the ball.
Oh, and they call a push on Miller Alspaugh there and give it back to Seven Hills.
Might as well do it at the win.
This is
well, the good news is guess how many scores Seven Hills got on a 3-minute non-releasable penalty, Mike? 0.
0. But that's not the point here.
Another errant shot.
Okay, with 7:54 left in the game, Indian Hills got a 9-5 advantage now, and
yeah, nothing is going to be happening. It's going to be a quick slap on the wrist. Like,
Nice save by Mayhew.
Henry. That's goalie interference. That should be a free clear, first of all, Rob. Again, the officials don't understand the rules. Hit it, Alex. All right, we're backed up. That's all right. We'll take that. That was goalie interference, clearly. And the official's supposed to give us a free clear at the 50-yard line for that.
But I think they only do it if you turn the ball over. Because he had his hand clearly up in the
play on?
It's a play on until the ball's either turned over or dead.
Okay.
Because they don't want to disrupt your momentum. So Cole Wybrick with the ball
Cole
here.
Coming around.
So, folks, there's 6:50 left in this game.
Get on it, Xander. Get on it, Xander.
Bad pass by the Braves. And Seven Hills comes up with another ground ball, Mike.
Yeah, a lot of ground ball errors on our part. Henry with another nice save. And he's got Mr. Xander Johnston coming up the field now. He's just jogging his way up to get his touch. And he'll...
So, again, this broadcast is brought to you by the award-winning
Xander moves
IHBN.
around, takes a shot off cage. Cole Werbrick on the backup, and he stepped
going to be
out
of bounds on us. It'll be Seven Hills ball.
I think he should have just let that go out of bounds. He
no ride whatsoever on that.
didn't see. I'm not sure where everybody was, but they didn't have. That was a midi. We had no midfielders on the You know, Indian Hill is fortunate that their accuracy is not better.
Yeah.
That's
When you feel. Which one is it? Bowling when you go. Yeah.
I get that we're playing a zone, but you got to press that zone out a little bit.
I think, especially on the guys that you're concerned about shooting, that's good defense on Cole Warbrick's part. Stay with him, though. Don't fall off.
Nice spare.
I think if you make them pass the ball enough, eventually they're going to turn it over. So that's the other reason to pressure the hands. That was a nice play. That was a nice ball movement play.
There's miscommunication on the defense.
It was, but I mean, they did a nice job of moving the ball around and going down to the man on the crease.
Yeah, that ball came in, back out, back in, back out, and back in quickly. Four ball movements in probably 3 seconds.
Yep.
So it's a 9-6 game with 5 minutes left here. As I was saying earlier, this broadcast is being brought to you by IHTN, which is the student-run television station here at Indian Hill, award-winning television station. They've won many, many blue chip awards, which is the equivalent locally
they jumped,
to the
so
Emmys.
That's going to be our ball. Patrick Ferris gets a freebie there. Give it up, Pat. So Alex Major will take the ball at the top, and he's comes in to get his touch. Spins it back out. Passes it out to Charlie DeGennaro.
The Braves are just waiting for their players to get on the field.
Here goes Charlie.
To Xander Johnson. Over to Fruland.
It looks like they're just kind of moving the ball around to maybe take a little bit of the clock down here, Rob, before they go to the goal. Most of our scoring has been in transition, as you said. We haven't had, other than Sammy's had a nice dodge and score.
Right idea.
Yeah, that was the right idea. That's a timing-wise.
Fruland with another interception.
That's big. That's big. Get your touch. Got to get your touch. Got to get your touch. Got it. Hit it, Z. Oh, little bit too high on the elevator there.
Well, and that ball will come to a rest out on Drake Road somewhere.
He meant to go to the second floor, and I think he accidentally hit the 12th floor. The button, but that's all right. That as we said before, that
was
that's over and back.
So it'll be a turnover on the Braves on an errant pass. Nice stop by
They're going to give that to Tyler Johnson for some really good hustle.
Mike, we've got about 3 minutes left here in the game, and I'm not going to say anything, and you don't say anything.
Oh, no. Tyler. He had Alex wide open.
That should be a Ward.
They call offsides on Xander there because we had a 6 back already. And there the ball's down. So we'll be going man down for about the 50th time tonight, Rob. It'll be a 30-second offsides.
So with 2:57 left and the weather's pulling in, folks, there is a minor game being played tonight after this game. You can catch that on our sister channel, ESPN. That'd be the Cavs versus the Celtics. That game actually started a few minutes ago. We would be carrying that game live, Mike, if this game hadn't gone past 8:30, but we had to pass it off to our sister station, ESPN.
It's a Georgie Favell shot from the side. So they'll bring it back in here. Seven Hills brings it back in from the side, runs it down through X, and they throw it away.
And that's going to go out of bounds to the Braves.
That's
timeout, Seven Hills.
That's blue ball.
I think the students just like saying that, Mike. I don't think they really know what they're
think
talking about, but I think they like saying that.
I'm not sure what the call is. Why are they not playing lacrosse?
It's Braves ball because the officials weren't sure whose ball it should be.
Oh, for gosh sakes. How is that? It was,
I think they should have called it green balls.
I think the officials are looking for any possible way to call it against Indian Hill. And if they just can't possibly come up with something, then they...
Here's the good news. The officials don't do a good job.
This could be trouble, Rob.
Nice stop by Mayhew. Hossball riding on his hands.
Ball's loose.
Down.
Tyler Johnson comes up, and they're going to call a... They're going to call an illegal pick on that, Rob. Timeout, Seven Hills. They actually called an illegal pick on that play.
I'll move it over to the opposite team.
So with 2 minutes to go.
So here's the good news about the officials' inability to really see what's going on, Mike. We've got 2 minutes left.
This will be interesting.
We have 2 minutes left in the game, and they haven't noticed some stuff in the sky. They don't notice stuff on the field, but they haven't noticed the stuff in the sky either, which is good because that means we will get this game in completely and it will be an official game.
It wouldn't matter. It's an official game already, so the game's official.
Right. We've played enough of it that it will be official.
They wouldn't. Now, they may postpone it for 30 minutes. They may postpone it for 60 minutes, but they're not going to bring them back to play tomorrow if they can't finish the game.
The good news is, as the night goes, it's getting cooler out. The flag is blowing. It's been a gorgeous night here at Tomahawk Stadium where the Braves lead the Stingers 7-6.
9-6.
9-6. Mike, one thing I do want to talk a little bit about is what's next. You got to assume that Mariemont's winning their game down the hill from us here.
I can't imagine that Summit could have rebounded from their season and come back to compete with Mariemont, but yeah, I mean, anything can happen, Rob. Anything can happen, but that's not something that I would expect.
But going into the next game, the Braves cannot play softly like they've been playing tonight.
Yeah, they definitely need to play tougher.
And they just called another flag on the Braves.
They sure like to call flags on the Braves.
That's going to be on Brian Lewis. They're going to call him for a slash. And if we could extend this game any longer, it's going to be because of penalties.
Yeah.
There's a minute 28 left. This is going to be a 1 minute penalty.
I bet you if I follow him, I get the coach paying off.
As the stands empty out quickly.
That was a very innocuous looking slash, too. I don't understand.
Seven Hills moving the ball around, but again, they've been very ineffective on their man-up offense.
Well, they haven't pushed. They haven't even tried to score on man-up. There they took a shot, and we come up with it. Oh, and we throw the ball away again. We're our own worst enemy tonight, Rob. We make a nice play. We come up with the ball. And then we just throw it away. We don't.
Nice defense by
that was Tyler Johnson. 43 seconds left, Rob.
Braves are going to go even here in about 8 seconds.
Go take your extra money, ref, and just go home.
Another shot
wild
off cage.
shot by
That's going to be
number
backed up
42.
by Henry Mayo. So Indian Hill will get the ball here.
With about 3 seconds left
Alex
in the
Major.
game. I mean, in the penalty.
I would like to see Alex just take off and run the field here.
No.
Just run, Alex. Why would he?
How's that not a penalty?
I don't. These officials are pathetic. They really are. And so is our passing.
And we're turning it over again, Mike. Alex, you cannot come off the field when the ball's in the defensive end just because you want to.
It's 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. So the game's going to end here, Rob.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. There's
So
the
the
ball
Braves
game.
get their
and
win.
That was a very unsatisfying win, and it sure seemed like we were. It seemed to me like we were 3 men down the whole game.
Wrap it up.
So we're going to wrap this game up real quick, Mike. The Braves have got to work on defense a little bit. They've got to work on ball control and passing. Next game is going to be against Marymount, most likely at, I believe, Mason.
I don't know where it is. I haven't heard that, but
The site
okay.
is Mason High School.
This is
Rob
our
Young
last
with Mike-
broadcast, so
with
we'll
Mike Brulin
see you
signing
guys
out
next
from,
year.
Indian Hill Television Network. We'll talk to you soon.
Exclusive coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network has been a copyrighted presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department.